Testing 1, 2, 3. And hello, fellows. Hero-Gon the Game Dev here. I seem to have this issue where I end up not posting weekly about my fighting game fun log, and instead it's just a tri-weekly thing in my case. Of course, that could be just my own self having a hard time knowing whether these sorts of videos are worth it, putting the time in for an entire 10 minutes. Thankfully, I am right now creating this fighting game fun log. Today's is Wednesday, May 11th of 2022. Right now, I've been a little bit of small work for my fighting game and 2D platformer in this case. So consider this both a fighting game fun log and a 2D platformer demo devlog. I would like to make the note that I have now been hard at work doing my GED tests. I've already gone through my math and language arts ones, and I'm planning to do a science GED later on tomorrow in the afternoon. So, with that being said, let's get into it. Now, the past 3 weeks have provided small bits of work, just the smallest bit. One part I have done is I have now changed my default projectile blueprint from having a parent class of a C++ default projectile BP back into actor in this case. Because now, so what would that mean for all projectiles? Well, nothing much really. It's just a change of things going on. It's just changed all the stuff from C++. All the variables are right here in attributes. They used to be in something called a C++ class. Right now, though, they have been now added right into the blueprint itself. There are many different ways of going about creating an Unreal Engine project. There's 2 different ways to be exact. A blueprint-only project, which consists of blueprint, again, this visual scripting stuff called Blueprint, what you're seeing here right now. And then there is C++, which is just your usual lines of code, your if-else statements, that stuff. In this case, it depends on what you really feel comfortable with. In this case, Sean has decided to use both C++ and Blueprint, which is pretty okay in my case. At the moment, I've and hard work. So, first up is hard knockdowns. And now in this case, hard knockdowns involve using a bit of logic to fix up how things work. In this case, the reason why hard knockdown might be important is because, let's say if you're getting launched by a character, you won't be able to have a chance to, get back up into quick stand once you've been knocked down. I will now show an example of what will go on when a hard knockdown is used. Again, I use practice mode just to show that there are hit boxes and hurt boxes. I also use Atom Mortem because it's about I choose Adam Mortem because it's one of my most slightly fleshed out character classes in this case. Things are a bit slow for my Mac, so pardon how slow it is. Now, watch as I hit player 2, that's on the left. No matter how many times I try, I can't get up. Of course, there's also been the issue that my character cannot... Now, there's been a bit of an issue with player 2 not being able to attack or move after the knockdown is done. I am hoping to solve this soon. Anyways, the next thing I have done is, or technically that I have gone through, is taunting and special commands. In this case, I have not implemented taunts into this game, yet at least. Now, you might be wondering, why have you not done this? Well, if you went through the entirety of this tutorial by Sean the Bro right here, taunts are actually pretty easy to implement. It's all just a matter of, well, using the character commands right here. You can add an element. You've got your new command right here. You could name it taunt or whatever. Required state can, now let's see, input type, then for here you could add a new enum state for input type, call it taunt, and input status can be press, and it's all the usual stuff that I won't get into right now. And the most important part is that you have has used command as false by default. Always do that if you're working with Sean the Bro's Bro Fight framework, as I call this here. Now, taunts will be coming soon. I have my own ideas on how to do it. There would probably be some kind of end of round taunts where every round I follow the Mortal Kombat match system right now. If you end up winning a round, then you can go into an end of round taunt. Then there is the usual old taunting in the middle of a round, where you could press a button and they'll go into a little taunt. I am probably saying taunt so many times, so sorry guys. Anyways, taunting can provide many interesting ways to do stuff. For instance, taunts may look like just your simple trying to taunt the player 2 into attacking player 1, and who knows where things end up there, but there's plenty more than that. For example, you could try using your taunt to create super meter, like right here, right now. If you look at this right here, you can see that the taunt being done gave him half of his super mirror amount. Now, this is just one part. So, let's say if you want to do a small attack as a taunt. In this case, you could add logic to create active hitboxes for the other player to get hit by if they come too close whenever player 1 is taunting. All good stuff. And finally, we have ourselves upgrade collision system. Now, our collision system that Sean used was a bit old, different in this case. This, now, in Hitbox Actor BP, this is the current check collision function. It used to be a bit larger than this. And in this case, it looked a lot more like this small spaghetti that you probably can't see even in HD. It used to be that you would determine player, and if it was player 1 and that was true, and then it would go into player 1 references. If not, player 2. Now things have changed where it's now just this simple event. It gets all overlapping actors are Project Fight Star's character, gets owner of the array element here for each loop. If it does not equal the owner and the overlapping actors array element, then we cast it to Project Fight Star's character, which is a code class created. We check simple collision, and if collision has occurred, then we go into eHitbox Enum, which is a bunch of different types of hitbox stuff. Strike, projectile, hurtbox, proximity, and projectile, and throw. For throw, it's a set has landed throw true. For other players, that's the target. But for projectile and strike, they're both the same thing. Receive damage and all this hitbox data right here. Thankfully, this week has been a little bit of a breeze as usual. I'd like to thank Sean for teaching a lot about Unreal Engine 4 for many people. Not just me either. There's probably a lot of other people out there that have watched Sean's videos. He has currently gotten 5,000 subscribers. Hopefully we can get him to at least 10,000. That's what I'd like to see. He's a very good person. He's got a lot of credit. Now, so far, over the past few weeks, it's been pretty quiet for my own fighting game. I'm still working on a few things of my own. Much of it's me using Blender to try and create character models in this case. I will probably show them another time to you. Until then, I hope you're excited. With that being said, there is now another thing I'd like to go into, and that is my 2D platformer project, Martial Arts Madness. Right now, this is just a small 3-level 2D platformer demo. I don't really have much plans for this one, aside from having a demo out by around my 20th birthday year next year in 2023. This right now is just the layout of my level. One of them being level 3, Tremendous Temples. Now the design here is a bit of zigzag level design. And near the end, we have ourselves stairs, which is meant to be a bit of the possible small story bits of Martial Arts Madness. And right now, there's still a lot of work to be done. In this case, I'm still hard at work trying to get level 3 in good condition, a playable level state, and after that, I plan on putting enemy placement in next. Soon enough, enemies will be littered all around, and you'll have to go through them. But whether it's using your punch, right, like what's right here now, or even your slide to gain momentum. In this case, there is still a bit of work needing to be done for the slide and its momentum. And then there's, unfortunately, the punch, which ends up stopping whenever you try to punch. I'm understanding that people would probably not like having to stop. That's a bit of a big deal for platformers. You always have to move around. So I am hoping to update this, and I'll let you know when another Martial Arts Madness update can come along. So, in short, both of my two projects are still a bit hard at work, but as of now, I'm currently needing to work a little less than usual, because I am now doing the GEDs, as I said before, and my graduation will be coming up soon. I will be graduating from high school, even though I am homeschooled. So, yeah, it's a big exciting for me. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this little fighting game fun log and martial arts madness devlog mashup. So, again, I'd like to thank Sean LeBro for what he's done with making a fighting game framework. He's an amazing guy. Please check him out and on whatever platforms he's got on. And now, I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for being here and bearing with me, despite my lagging in getting a consistent upload of a fighting game fun log out. Thank you for being here. Goodbye.